So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
Ready.
All right, we are ready to go here at the start of round one for this stand-up only event. So grapplers need not apply. We outlined the rules off the top, but here's your refresher. No grappling of any type. We also point out fighters cannot do follow-up strikes on the ground.
He's in a lot of trouble.
Power shots landing on both sides. And the chins continue to hold up. Man, no feeling out process whatsoever. These strikers are getting after it all.
They don't like it.
And now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Such a sneaky head. Now he's got him hurt bad.
So 1 minute into this fight, and as many people expected, the action absolutely crazy. Back and forth. Oh, he lands a big left hand.
Oh,
So far, a frantic pace. Oh, that is it!
holy smokes!
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome KO.
Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 56 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Stipe Miocic.
All right, so there he is, the Croatian-American Stipe Miocic, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, and a familiar sight to see him get his hand raised there in the octagon.
I mean, he's a phenomenal fighter. Great boxing, great toughness. They talk about Cleveland tough. Stipe Miocic is the definition of Cleveland tough, and he gets the job done tonight.
Our tail of the tape now for this featherweight fight. All right, now to get us started with the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, El Pantera Rodriguez! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the former UFC lightweight champion, Frankie, the Outside Edgar!
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, so here we go with this highly anticipated stand-up only event. You gotta play by the rules here. There aren't a ton of them, but there is no grappling of any type, either on the feet or on the ground. Fighters cannot do follow-up strikes on the floor as well, so that bears watching here as round one gets underway. Solid punch by him there. And there's that kicking game from Yair Rodriguez on full display early on in this one tonight.
Yeah, Yair Rodriguez is a beast, and you know when you watch him, when you're going into the octagon with him, you got to always be on high alert because he can hit you from anywhere. And a lot of times, it comes from those kicks, those very diverse, scary, dangerous, challenging to understand kicks that he throws.
Able to land, but barely with that front kick.
That one snuck in. Nice strike.
27 total strikes have landed for Frankie Edgar.
Oh! Another one!
Back to the feet now.
Oh!
All right, so some definite damage underneath the elbow now on the side of his opponent. A lot of strikes to the body starting to... Oh, look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Now they're both throwing with power.
Oh.
Special performance by Frankie Edgar here tonight.
What a performance.
We send it inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Frankie the Answer Edgar.
Iron Army, stand up. The celebration is on in Toms River, New Jersey, and beyond. Their guy, the Answer, Frankie Edgar, getting his hand raised yet again.
Well-rounded skill, great cardio, great pressure, great wrestling and top control. Frankie Edgar once again showed why he's one of the best fighters in the UFC's history.
Here he is, the charismatic UFC lightweight contender and former Bellator champion, Iron Michael Chandler. He said when he signed with the UFC, Daniel, he was not here for a long time, but a good time, and been a darn good time thus far seeing Michael Chandler compete in the Big Show.
It's been a good time for us. I don't understand how he's having fun when he's involved in those types of fights, but this guy's an absolute beast. I mean, he is a forward pressure, face-first fighter, and those are always the ones that we enjoy. Michael Chandler has the ability to just take it out, but he would prefer to punch you in the face. Let's see how many he goes. Let's see how many he can land tonight as he steps to the octagon.
And Plus Athlete doesn't even begin to describe it. Let's see how it goes for Michael Chandler in another big spot tonight. Michael Chandler, he has graced the octagon with his mind set on one thing tonight, that UFC championship belt. If you want to talk about a division being the glamour division in this modern era, maybe it's lightweight, and this is the man they are all chasing, the undisputed king at 155 pounds.
He's the champion of the world, the lightweight champion, a very difficult belt to capture. It's one of those titles that when you start, it seems like the journey is so long and so daunting because those champions are tremendous. This guy knew from day one that one day he would hold that championship belt. He got there and he has been defending it valiantly. He's a tremendous champion, and he loves the opportunity to once again prove that he's the best.
And it is interesting to look back at some of his early days in the UFC compared to this version. Night and day, we'll see how it goes for the champion. Charles Dubronx Oliveira, One of the most beloved fighters in all of MMA, and yet again, back on the proving ground tonight. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight championship fight. All right, now for the particulars, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Iron Michael Chandler. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, Charles Doblox Oliveira.
One of the best in the business, Herb Dean, is our referee tonight. All right, this round is getting underway, and you can expect Michael Chandler to be aggressive early on. He said when he signed with the UFC a few years ago, I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. It has been a good time. Yes, Michael, we are entertained. And another opportunity.
Big double leg, double change.
Oh, good entry there to take the fight to the grappling realm. Now we'll see what he can do from here, champ.
This is exactly where he wants to be. Look for him to try to use ground and pound to open up submission opportunities. Yes, smart adjustment, yep. Massive shot from the top.
Might be a submission attempt here, champ.
I mean, you cannot sit in a full guard. When you sit in the full guard, you give these guys so many opportunities.
Crazy accuracy and efficiency with these ground and pound strikes here. And if you're the opponent, you got to intelligently defend or the referee's going to stop it.
You got to defend. But you can see him now starting to gain posture, and the intensity at which he's throwing these ground strikes is starting to improve. It's starting to elevate because he knows that he can get the finish. That was nice.
That guillotine is tight. Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and submission defense wins this transition.
Right inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have 2 hands in or 2 hands out, or guys start to attack triangles.
Oh, doubling up on the elbow. Flush. Oh, get the cut man ready. Good series of elbows there.
Oh, yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. He is tearing this guy apart with those elbows. Watch the armbar. Watch the armbar here. Oh, that's getting deep.
Holding the position now.
He's smart. He knows not to lose his position. This is it. This has to be the end.
You need to work out his position.
No way. He got up.
This is a guy that never gives up on himself. He was able to clear his head, defend the armbar. Fight was done. He lives to fight on.
Charles Oliveira coming up huge tonight.
Holy.
Absolutely remarkable what this fighter was able to accomplish here tonight. As you can see, the years of repetitions in the gym to set it up and ultimately get the tap there. Great technique to set up the finish. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He was able to get the fight to the ground exactly where he wanted it. Eventually, his opponent gave him an opportunity to get a submission. He did that, and he should be very proud of the work he did tonight in the octagon.
Here's Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 36 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to an armbar, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Charles "Doblox" Oliveira.
All right, so there he is, the still UFC lightweight champion of the world. A lot of steam here during fight week that maybe there were a few things that could plague him tonight. Looked as good as ever for my money.
He looked as good as he's ever looked inside the octagon. He's so good at everything, every single skill that
All right, so here's the world beater, Khamzat Chimaev, wicked relevant in 2 divisions. Every time he sees you, he tries to take you down. Gotta think he's gonna try to wrestle here tonight.
That's exactly what he does, right? He wants to impose himself on his opponents. He wants to show his dominance when he's inside the octagon, whether it's on the ground or the grappling, as we saw in Kevin Holland, or whether it's him striking, as we have seen in the beginning of his UFC career. He has all the skills, but it's the mindset of Khamzat Chimaev that separates him from most fighters in both weight classes that he competes in.
And with respect to Conor McGregor and everybody else, I'm not sure that any athlete has ever taken this sport by storm quite the way Chimaev did back in 2020. Let's see how he fares in another big spot tonight. Doubt him now, folks. Doubt him now.
BEST viewers on streamboo.com remove the space at MFZ8 Salon.
For the title, it ended up being Sean Strickland. This man's the best in the world, and he has had knockers and doubters every step of the way. They knocked his cardio, they knocked his grappling. The man can fight. The man's a born fighter, as are a lot of individuals who grow up in South Africa. And now that he's the champion, in theory, he's 20 to 30% better. We'll see if the incumbent can get dethroned here tonight. Well, so much UFC history has played out here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Plenty more where that came from tonight. The athletes are ready to go. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Khamzat Chimaev. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, Dracos still not
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one. All right, one of the best middleweights in the world at present, Dracos du Plessis, prioritizing a fast start tonight as we get underway in round 1.
His double leg shot.
Oh, what goes up must come down as he slams him right on the canvas. Huge moment in the round.
It excites me to watch somebody land those types of technique. The impact of that slam takedown was felt at the desk and in the first couple rows.
All right, side control now. Chimaev's got him in a crucifix now, gonna go to work from the top. Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
Chimaev's back to the side control now.
That was a slick transition.
Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Oh, this is not good. Mounted crucifix, all that body weight from the top position. This could be the beginning of the end.
Yes, this could be the beginning of the end. This is a very, very bad position for the bottom guy. Top guy has moved into a position where he can finish the fight. He just needs to make sure that the trap he has set is still tended to so that the guy doesn't escape from it.
All right, so we'll see what sort of defensive response ensues here. He's taken a lot of shots upstairs, and the swelling is there to prove it.
Got to keep those hands up. He might want to employ a high guard to try to ensure that the guy's not landing on those spots because the swelling's starting now and it's light. But if he takes many more of these types of shots, it's going to get real bad. Got to be careful here.
Duplessis in half guard. Oh, big pop from the crowd as they get back to their feet after a pretty scintillating grappling battle there on the ground.
Well, it's an educated crowd, John. They appreciated all the grappling exchanges and how skilled both of these men are.
All right, so that opened up a cut around his eye area.
He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean, and now a cut has opened up.
You wonder if the offensive fighter is going to start to get frustrated here. Most skip. Oh, huge shot finds the target there.
Great double leg shot.
Oh, crowd really enjoyed that one. What goes up must come down. Man, I mean, what would that do to me? I'd be out like half a year, bro.
You'd be done, John. You would not be calling fights. You would not be working anymore. Your back would be out. But people get mad when somebody wrestles too much, but they always enjoy slams like that.
Well, I'm not sure if there's a facial fracture of some kind, but the striking approach has certainly worked tonight, and his opponent is hurting for sure.
He's hurting really bad right now. Every single time a shot lands up top, you can see the damage that it's inflicting. The work that he has done has been masterful. And now he has his opponent very limited because he can't take many shots to the head anymore.
All right, well, 1 minute of end swell can only do so much. Let us look back at some of the damaging strikes in that previous round.
It doesn't seem like it's going to do much. And if it does, he can't take any more of these shots. He was too stationary. He took everything square on the target. He's got to move his head, and he's got to be proactive instead of reactive in terms of his defenses.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, here we go with round two.
Nice land. Great punch.
All right, single collar tie now. Now some spacing as they exit the clinch. Oh, nice left hand there. Oh, huge connection by him there.
He needs to get into space so that he doesn't get finished.
Oh, with authority, the body.
Until he blocks it, you better keep going. Wow, both of them landed massive shots.
Duplessis trying for a submission here. That guillotine is tight. Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Elbow from the top now by Khamzat Chimaev.
Big ground and pound.
Postures up and delivers a massive ground and pound punch to the head. Duplessis going for the leg. Might be a submission opportunity here. Oh, I don't know. That heel hook looks tight.
He's got it locked in.
You need to work by standing sharp. Just work.
Now trying to escape, and he does.
He freed his knee, got his leg all the way to the opposite side. Now, opponent has your back, but you're in a much better position.
All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here. Now inside the closed guard.
And he's going to try to find ways to pass and move to a submission. There it is. Now he's going to mount. Oh, nice.
Oh, there it is, baby. The sound of blood we see.
This might be the biggest shot of this entire fight. He lands a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
And really starting to make these shots count. Oh, huge elbow. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. And busy as he looks to improve position here. Oh, he's trying to pin that arm in the triangle now. Ooh, arm triangle's in tight.
It's getting in very tight. Great job maintaining position over submission. Very smart.
Oh! Chimaev's eye is closing up. All right, round three coming up next. All right, right, so now this damage really bears watching, right? His face compromised, and you got to think it's going to start affecting his output as well offensively.
Well, you got to look from the start to make mistakes. Trying to overcompensate for all the shots that he's taken to the face, for all the swelling. I have seen on many occasions where someone has massive swelling, and they...
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight. Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes. He's making up for lost time here. Shot to the body connects, and that bears watching. That's going to hurt this opponent. Nice jab by Chimaev. Went for the inside leg kick. Well, this fight's been pretty crazy thus far. Both guys doling out a lot of damage, and neither... Oh, there's a head kick there. We'll see if he can finish. Oh, he is stunned. Drunk driving out there. We'll see if he can recover. Big right hand.
Shot a double leg.
Oh, slams him down with authority, DC. Now we'll see what he can do with it, but certainly an impactful moment in the round.
He slams him down with so much conviction, and nothing is more discouraging for your opponent than being lifted up off of his feet and then slammed back down to the mat.
All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Well, targeting is a penalty in football, not here, as he continues to attack that swelled area. Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Just beautiful movement, seamless transitions on the ground.
Over and over, these guys are doing things that you see in every jiu-jitsu gym around the country.
Oh, he's got him in the crucifix now. A lot of body weight from the top position. If you're on bottom here, this is not a good place to be.
You have got the 3-1 arm. You cannot worry about both of them. Get one free, and then start building towards doing something else. But the first step is to get an arm free to start trying to be able to defend yourself. You have nothing blocking your face.
That'll do it! Comes on Chimaev. One and done.
Oh, my goodness.
So no judges needed tonight as he pounds him out for the TKO. I'm hoping I get an invite to the after party. Well, he's going to enjoy watching this one back. Let's take a look at the replay of the knockout just a moment ago.
It was right hand after right hand after right hand. Finally, he found the one that hit the exact sweet spot that ended his opponent's night.
Back inside the octagon once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 13 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Hamzat Chimaev.
All right, so it goes into the books as a TKO win for Hamzat Chimaev. Certainly a happy corner after that performance, and now we'll see what they do with him moving forward, but a performance that deserves to be celebrated.
Absolutely. They should celebrate this. I mean, it's hard when you have a guy like Hamzat who's a perfectionist.
Right.
He wants to show out every single time. Tonight he showed out. He dominated and won a fight in a way that he almost called by getting his TKO. He's an amazing fighter, and I'm excited to see what the future brings for Hamzat.
Yeah, he says he wants to stay active. There are a lot of different directions in which the promotion can go. We'll see who's next for Hamzat Chimaev, but tonight...
You ready to fight? Ready. Do it.
there's the legend, George St. Pierre, former UFC welterweight champion, former UFC middleweight champion, and DC as one of the most decorated wrestlers on this UFC roster. You gotta be pretty amazed at what this man has been able to accomplish without any amateur wrestling credentials to speak of.
Yeah, with no background, the guys that he's been in there with and controlled the wrestling exchanges has truly been unbelievable to watch. I was in Canada when he fought Josh Koscheck, and he took Josh Koscheck, who's an NCAA champion, down whenever he needed to.
Right.
But it was also the striking that made him so dangerous. I remember George St. Pierre had this combination. It was a lead jab, a lead Superman jab into the leg kick. Everyone wanted to try and do it, and they say imitation is the greatest form of getting a compliment. We all tried to be George St. Pierre.
And he's got more SPs than you.
He's a man.
The former UFC middleweight champion, Anderson the Spider Silva, is set to make the walk here tonight. This is a man still getting it done in his mid-40s, DC. Proved in the Israel Adesanya fight that he could still hang in there over a hard 15 minutes with the best guys in the world.
Anderson Silva is still able to compete even though he's up there in age a little bit, and that's because of his commitment to the sport of mixed martial arts. He loves competing. He loves the spotlight. Everything that you need to drive you to be able to stay active and stay relevant in this sport, Anderson Silva possesses. Every time he steps foot in the octagon, we get a chance to witness one of the greatest fighters of all time.
And when DC needed an opponent for UFC 200 on about 24 hours notice, the greatest of all time was your Huckleberry. Not too bad. Anderson Silva, ready to make a statement in front of this capacity crowd here tonight. Or tell the tape for this middleweight championship fight. And now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, George Rush St. Pierre! And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, Anderson the Spider Silva!
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready.
While DC is a charismatic guy, I have never seen you more giddy before a fight in my life, because before the super fight was in vogue, the super fight everybody talked about, Anderson Silva versus George St. Pierre.
And now we finally get it. We had to wait so long, but to watch two of the consensus greatest fighters of all time locked in an octagon, long-reigning welterweight champion versus long-reigning middleweight champ, finally get to settle the debate. It was historic. It's a big night. The arena's buzzing. Let's get started.
Oh, beautiful land there by Anderson Silva. Age is just a number. Remarkably, the former UFC middleweight champion still getting it done here against the best 185-pounders in the world. So the kickboxer able to stay on his feet, at least for now. This is where he wants to fight, and you got to think stuff in the first shot's going to give him some confidence.
It's got to give him a ton of confidence. He said that he would be able to defend takedowns. He said that he was going to put it on this guy. But that was the first test. He's passed. Now let's see if he can continue to defend takedowns as they come in his direction.
Silva gets caught by the straight punch.
He gets to the single collar tie. Look for him to drive and move his opponent to find openings to land that free hand.
A huge strike lands there, DC.
He landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot, the follow-up shot that will finish the fight.
Oh, put the foot on the hip. Flying arm bar.
It takes so much courage to even attempt something like that, and it looks like he's in a dominant position trying to find a finish. Flying armbar.
Oh, the submission defense holds up and gets out.
He said that he was ready for everything that would be thrown at him. In that position, he showed that.
Oh, I thought that arm was done. He gets out again.
It was over, John. It was so close to being finished. But he stayed calm, slipped his arm out, and now he's safe.
Oh, that's a flush elbow from the bottom. Well played. Multitude of elbows now. Well, he has expended a lot of energy going for these submissions tonight. I'm not sure his opponent is actually submittable.
No, it doesn't seem like it, because every time he goes for a submission, he gets close, or at least he expects to get close. But his opponent is so...
Oh, looks like he's going for an armbar here. How tight is that?
What a tight armbar.
Well, Silva's looking to pass out of the half guard and attain side control here, but unable to do so. Making all these shots count. All right, so some high-level stuff there on the ground, but as they make their way back to the feet, a huge response from the crowd, no surprise there.
I loved it. I love all the grappling that was on display there. But fight fans want to see striking, and that's exactly what they're going to get as he finally makes his way back to his feet.
Round two next.
Almost had that switch. You're going to go back to round two. You're going to take him down. You're going to pass his guard. He's going to do the same thing.
All right, so the crowd voicing its appreciation after that crazy sequence.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Round two is underway. Switch kick landed there by GSP. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Oh! Flying arm bar. Rose Namajunas has one of these to her credit. We'll see if he can finish it off here.
That's it. That's the end of the fight. It's got to be.
Oh, he's out!
He actually escaped. Look, I got to stop writing these dudes obituaries, man. I always think they're done. Surprise me.
All right, so he just decides to get up here and let the opponent up. Oh, single collar tie here. St. Pierre gets another takedown. Largely, he's a striker, but the wrestling is there tonight. Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
Oh, looking inside his opponent's guard here.
You cannot sit in these jiu-jitsu guys' guard. And you can't have one arm in, one arm out. Guys will start throwing up legs, chasing triangles. He's got it isolated. Very smart there. You never favor submission over a dominant position.
All right, so he's got the body locked down here, DC, or so it appears. This is not a guy you want anywhere near your back. Oh, in good position to rip off the Kimura here. Ooh, that Kimura looks tight. Wow, he's out. The fight's going to continue.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was over. I thought this fight was over.
Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly. All right, half guard position here, DC. You have an extra hop in your step when you talk about fighters working out of this half guard.
Oh, man. I like half guard as a top fighter. I understand half guard as a bottom fighter. Don't want to be there. It's very dangerous. But if you are there, you have to be winning. The position of the underhook opens up so many opportunities for you to either escape or sweep.
Nice job to get inside and get the single collar tie.
He does a great job getting out of that clinch position.
Busy in the clinch, lands that punch. All right, it's a different round, same result. Get another takedown for this well-rounded fighter. I didn't know his offensive wrestling was this good.
It's never looked that good, but it's moving in the net.
Oh, how good is this submission defense? He is out of danger again.
He recognized the danger, got himself out of it, and now he fights on.
Grounded him and pounded him. Nice job. Round three next.
You almost had that submission. All right, let's keep going after it. We're not giving up on it at all. We're going to keep the faith.
All right, let's take a look back at some of the replays from that last round.
Unbelievable to see these high-level competitors get in each other's face, tuck their chin, bite down on the ball.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Here we go, third round of this championship fight. Oh, big head kick there. Another huge kick is true. Oh, and now pulling guard. No, goes for the flying arm bar.
He posted his foot on the hip, used the opponent's weight to...
Wow, somehow, some way he gets the arm out.
It looked like he was done, John, but he was able to stay comfortable, stay patient, and now he finds himself safe.
St. Pierre's looking to lock up an arm bar here. Oh, he's got the arm in tight. What a moment for this fighter here tonight. Called his shot, gets the win by way of submission. That after party's going to be on fire.
He got to his position. He found a submission. He squeezed and got it done. It was amazing to watch, and it was amazing to be a part of the broadcast for such an amazing performance.
All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He does a great job of staying patient. He doesn't rush or panic. You are never safe when you're fighting this guy. You're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble the entire time when you're this good in the submissions.
All right, here now, Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute of the third round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, George Rush St. Pierre.
All right, well, we have seen a definite uptick in the offensive grappling of George St. Pierre, and he gets the ultimate result tonight as he wins by submission.
He just continues to get better and better. I don't understand how this guy, at this point, with all the success that he's had, still has that will to learn. George St. Pierre is learning, and he's continuing to prove it inside the octagon.
All right, just about to get underway here at the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada, DC. I feel like I'm on a different planet. This is the most special, unique venue we have ever called fights in. Let's see how it plays out.
Ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Well, if you talk to Israel Adesanya, he'll tell you, I don't force the finish. I like to let it come to me, and that is certainly what happened in his UFC debut. But one thing to keep an eye out for is the takedown defense, because everybody is shooting at those legs of Adesanya, and more often than not, they haven't been able to keep him down consistently. So Adesanya has worked hard on that realm of his game, and let's see if the takedown defense holds up yet again tonight. These guys throwing early. Oh, huge left.
Oh, nice body shot. Ooh, head kick lands. He's hurt.
Oh, big left.
Big knee. Oh, big elbow.
Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
Trying to guard pass here. Not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transition.
Oh, nicely done there as he escapes back to his feet. Solid kick by him there.
I give one, I take one. You give one, you take one. That's how this fight is being played out.
That right eye's looking pretty swollen. Well, he continues to do a nice job here defensively, protecting the head and sort of maybe letting his opponent gas out a little bit with all the volume.
His opponent sees the target, but he can't get to the target. So he'll continue to throw, and he'll continue to wear on his own gas tank.
Just over 2 minutes to go in the round. Trying to kick the leg out.
Oh, big elbow.
Nice defense there. Single leg attempt, no good. Fighters separate from the clinch now.
Caught the kick.
Both fighters hanging down in the pocket and both landing. Strike lands there, and somehow his opponent's chin held up.
His opponent's chin held up, but you do not want to be on the receiving end of those types of strikes.
So you can see some swelling on the facial region now as his opponent lands yet another strike, and that one was clean.
I mean, this guy is so clean with his striking. He knows exactly what he wants to accomplish, and he does a great job of doing just that. Back and forth we go. These two guys are trading huge shots.
Final seconds of round one. Round two straight ahead. All right, that's the end of the round. You see the fighter's got a cut on his lip. Not necessarily a Robbie Lawler lip opening, if you know what I'm talking about, but certainly something that could be a source of adversity here moving forward. Cut man in there quickly to try to shore it up. All right, let's get you a replay from that previous round. It was the big knockdown courtesy of that kick that nearly closed the show for good.
It almost closed the show, but nothing's more discouraging.
You ready? You ready?
All right, round two. All right, next round is now underway. DC, any major takeaways after the previous 5 minutes?
That both of these guys are very evenly matched. The matchmakers did a fantastic job when they put these two in the octagon. So even though it wasn't crazy, you got to see high-level mixed martial arts.
That's a huge shot right there, DC. You don't want to eat too many more of those.
No, and he needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Well, his opponent seemed to be stunned to a significant extent, but was able to recover, and it's almost like he got off the hook.
Kind of let him off the hook. He needed to really put his foot on the gas to try to find that finish.
Well, this is absolutely...
This is big. That's big.
And back to his feet. Knee to the body, it is blocked. Oh, and now the underhook, DC.
He's got the underhook. He's got the far side post. Lands a huge flying knee. Oh, nice knee. He went high on that one.
Still plenty of time to go here, round two.
You don't really stand after you take a head kick like this. That is such toughness to even be on his feet right now.
Oh, big knee. Back to the knee. Big head kick. All right, he engages single collar tie here. Well, he was a little bit lackluster in round one. You can't say the same here in this second round. He has really picked up the pace, an uptick in the aggression and the output, and starting to find his range here in the pocket. Well, we got a lot of blood now, ladies and gentlemen. I think my mother just turned off the TV, but every time that area gets targeted, that cut is getting worse and closer, theoretically, to the end of the fight.
Yeah, and, you know, when you got a person like this in front of you that is so good at what they do, when you are bleeding like this and the work is showing, you got to try to find a way to stop him. He needs to try to get a takedown or something, because the more he's standing, the more he's going to have to deal with this cut, and now all the blood that's coming from the cut.
Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
All right, so he continues to land a high volume of strikes. You know, sometimes when you play basketball, you're in the zone. This dude's in the zone.
This guy's throwing his basketball in the midst of the ocean. He can't miss with anything that he throws. Every kick lands. Every punch lands. He has just outclassed this guy on the feet. You have got to find a way to change the way that this fight is playing out, or your night's going to end very early. Oh, big elbows.
All right, that's the end of round number 2. All right, there's the end of the round. We'll show you some of the highlights. It must feel pretty damn good to knock a man down like that.
It feels good to knock.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Round 3 of a possible 5. Kick there as it lands, and maybe time to get the bonus checks ready. Holy smokes! How about it? Just a relentless effort out of this fighter here tonight. The ref had no choice but to step in, and that is how you lead the job.
Yo, that's a wrap, people. We'll go watch. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Inside of all my thoughts, I'd always fall down on my own. I'm on